Okay, now to seat it, we'll put our little block of wood on there. Now this is hardwood. You don't want anything on there that will put splinters or dust or anything down inside the bearings. And you want to tap it. And tap it. And tap it. Get away, mosquito. And tap it. And tap it. And tap it. And tap it. You can feel when it seats good. And you can see it if you look around the edges. Okay, we still got a high side over here. You hear it ringing? It's now seated all the way around. It's seated all the way around. So we got our bearing and we got our seal in there. Okay. So the back part is done. I'm gonna put a paper towel over it. Keep the dust and stuff out. Okay. Then we're gonna turn this bad boy over. And to do that, we gotta. Now the last thing we want to do is, when we get everything else done, is clean the rotor. And we do that with brake clean. This stuff right here, and that will ensure our rotor doesn't have any grease on it to get on our brake pads. Okay, not a good idea to have grease on your brake pads. Might decrease your stopping ability. Okay, so in order to do the rotor or do the other side, we're going to turn this dude over. I just got her sitting inside this tire, and I don't want to set the rotor down on the tire. I'm going to put it over here, out of your sight. We're going to flip her over, like that. And then, I'll move you around, where you can see it. Okay. Pull you up a little bit. And then, what we have to do now is reinstall the rotor back on the spindle. Okay, so in order to do that, first thing we got to do, I'm trying to get ahead of myself. First thing we got to do, is we got to aimed right. We got to put some grease on the rotor, on the spindle over there. On the spindle. And before we do that, we want to install the back brake pad. Back brake pad. See where the two pistons are hitting it? Back brake pad. Okay, now in order to install the back brake pad, we've got to find a little clip that goes on it. And there's a new little clip that comes in your stuff along with your new caliper. So open up this little baggie. Well, heck, here's one on the other side because I used the old one over there. I know I shouldn't have done that, but I did. So anyway, that's what we're going to do. I'm going to put this in here so we don't get no grubby stuff in there. Okay, now to put the back brake pad on, first thing I want to do is take my wire brush and knock this area. That's where the brake pads go. probably put the spindle on, or the hub on without the brake pad on there. I think that's what I'll do. Yeah. Okay. Getting ahead of yourself again, Jim. I know it. Alright, sir. It's been a long day. It's been a long day. Okay. Now, let's put some grease on the spindle axle. What do we want to call it? This is so much fun. It's like playing in the mud. Mud, the blood, the beer. Dinky Dow. A little grease on the back plate back there. The seal's got something to feed on. Okay. You don't have to be crazy to work with me. I'll teach you. Okay. Now, by golly. Now, by golly. We're gonna put this stroke on. And this thing is heavy. I mean, it is heavy. You hear me grunting and farting and all this other stuff. Don't know why. It's heavy. A big chunk of metal. It's almost as heavy as a cotton picking tire, but not quite. I haven't showed you what you need these for yet, but you will. I'll lay it down right there until I can get situated. Let's put the cover back on the grease. So we don't get anything in the grease. No, nothing in the grease that don't supposed to be there. Okay, now probably gonna have a hard time seeing this action. I gotta have a clear field of fire here. Okay. All ready for this? Oh boy. I don't know where my back is or not. 75 and a half years old. I'm telling you what, son. This is half of a mud flap. You go around some of the back lots of those truck places. I used to drive a truck too. You'll find old mud flaps that they lost, ripped off when they backed into things. Well, when you find one of them, if you want something to set your tires on, I know some people say you don't need them, but I do. I put them underneath my tires. That rubber keeps the rubber away from the concrete. I know, but it sits here a long time sometimes. That's the way RVs are. So I take half a mud flap on the front, on each front tire, and a complete mud flap for the two duals in the back. And we got that covered now. Okay. Remind myself to get up there. You got the contortionist for this stuff. Okay. Are we ready, Jim? I don't know. We'll try. Y'all want to help? Ooh, doggies. What are you looking at? Okay. Now, turn it up. Don't get anything caught. If you know what I mean. Okay. We got mosquitoes all over the place here. We had that great big flood, and now we got mosquitoes everywhere. Okay, here we go with the 45-pound chunk of steel here. And there it is. Now, you say, why is it looking so down in the mouth? Well, it's like that because it doesn't have the front bearing on it yet. So now, our job is to put some grease on the races. And here again, inside for the front one. The race is what the bearings run in. You want to grease them up real good. Put a little grease behind it, just in case. Don't let it fall down on you, because it would hurt the way I'm sitting, if you understand what I'm talking about. Okay. Now, again, our bearing, and the small end goes first. In the washer. Remember, I said it only goes in one way because you got, well, they're going two ways, but you got that way it's cut. I'm hoping I've got enough. Okay, and then our nut. And you keep screwing it down. Hope it's got enough threads there to catch. It doesn't. Get on there. What are my little channel locks? There we go. Now we're cooking with gas. See that? You don't want that. So you start screwing that bearing down. The nut, actually. Keep going. Hear that? You don't want that. Days are diamonds, some days are stone. Sometimes a hard time won't leave you alone. Sometimes a cold wind blows a chill through my bones. Some days are diamond, some days are stone. Love that song, John Denver. Taken away from us too quickly. Love John Denver. Rocky Mountain High and all that. Okay. I bet that's really popular out there in Colorado now, huh? Okay. Oh yeah. No, still too loose. Still too loose. Don't want any movement. Don't want it too tight. Just don't want no movement. Ah, see, no movement. Now you pick up on it. See if you got any movement. Sounds nice. I don't hear no rumbling. Sounds good. Okay. Tighten up just a tad more. Because when we get that tire on there, wheel on there, you grab a hold of the top and the bottom of the wheel, and you move that tire back and forth. If you can move it, you don't have it tight enough, and you'll have to take it back off. Take the dust cover and everything back off to tighten it. I don't feel no movement at all, and still plenty loose. That's called preloading the bearing. Okay, now we take our little castle nut thingy here. They call it castle nut. This one, sometimes the nut actually is like that. Okay, but this one has this cover that goes over the top of it. And what this does is it keeps that nut from being able to back off. Because we'll put this on there, and the hole is at the 12 o'clock position. So we'll move this around to where our hole will be available to put our cotter pin back in. There, I think that'll do it. Okay. Now we get our cotter pin. Put a pliers around here somewhere. There. This is not what they're used for, but maybe it'll work. Yeah, that works this way. Okay, to get both legs straight, you hold it with a pair of pliers on one end and a pair of pliers on another, and bend it back and forth a couple times, not too much so you won't break it, and then you can stick it back down to the hole. What happens when it gets bent too much? You can't get it in the hole. Okay. Oh yeah. Situated to go down in there. Okay, come on. Terrible on the legs. You just have to keep moving this one around till you get it to where you can see down through the hole. Well, you can't see down through it, but you can put the cotter pin in. Just the cotter. My hand's just too big to get in there. There's a diamond. Give me a hard time. Okay. And of course. If I would have invested in a new cotter pin, I wouldn't be having this problem. Would I? No. No, sir. Not at all, sir. That might work. When we get her started, we can force it. We got it. We got it. Okay, now you bend the legs back on this Mr. Cotter pin. One around this way. And out of the way of the dust cap. Remember, that's got to go back on too. We are recording, ain't we? Well, I hope so. Okay, the other one around. Yeah, I think so. Okay. Okay. Now the biggie. We gotta put the dust cap back on. These things fit so tight. They are a royal pain to get off and on, but they do their job. They do their job. Try to start it on as near centered as you can. Okay. A little high on that side. Okay, then you take the big sledge in between the studs. Now, how do you know when you got it on there the way it's supposed to be? There's a multitude of ways. You can feel back here and make sure you don't have no high spots. But you spin it, as long as it don't wobble up and down, you got it, buddy. And that's where we pack wheel bearings. Okay. Okay. Now we can that back on. And then we're going to put on the new caliper. And we'll be pretty much done.